Welcome to Active Living at the Active Life. I'm Dan Wooten, host of an informative monthly program featuring helpful information for adults 55 plus in LaGrange and Troup County. The Active Life is a recreational campus designed for the independent older adult. We're located right off of Lafayette Parkway on Raglan Street. We have all types of activities for all types of people. A to Z, from arts to Zumba. We like to say at the Active Life, it's a place where friendships are always beginning and activities are never ending. Visit our website to find out more about the programs and activities, theactivelife.org, or enjoy some of our recent photos on our Facebook page. On today's program, we're going to take a close look at volunteerism. What does it mean to be a volunteer? Why do people volunteer? We'll meet several of volunteers that are here at the Active Life and find out why they're so eager to help others. We're also going to learn some medication tips from a local pharmacist, Paula Monk. We're going to also meet with the chairman of our safety committee at the Active Life. We're going to look at a wellness for a moment, and then we're going to enjoy meeting many of our volunteers. I'm here today in the Wellness Center with Paula Monk. She is a pharmacist with CVS in Sawmill Plaza. She's been a pharmacist for 21 years, and she's here today to share with us some safety information relating to medication in older adults. Paula, thanks for being here today.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us, what are some information or some vital facts that older adults need to know about their prescriptions or their relationship with their pharmacy?
I think the biggest thing that most elderly people need to know, and anybody honestly, is that you should trade at one pharmacy. That's very important. Studies show that people who trade at one pharmacy basically end up having better health care because their doctors know what they're taking. Their spouses know what they're taking. You know, they're always, in tune with what they're doing with their medication.
Excuse me, what could happen if someone is seeing 2 or 3 other pharmacists? What's the downside of that?
Well, for instance, I get calls every day from nurses at hospitals asking me, what is this patient taking? Sometimes I can only give them a partial amount of information. They have a crisis. Patient has a crisis, they go to the hospital, they don't know what they're taking, they don't have a written version of it. They're going to several different doctors, several different pharmacies to get prices, to get, they're seeing a cardiac doctor, they're seeing a general practitioner, they're seeing a kidney doctor. It's all healthcare is all very diverse now. And so you need to be at one store so that all of your medicines can be monitored on a monthly basis or a daily basis, whatever it requires. Sometimes doctors give you antibiotics that interact with your cholesterol medicine. Sometimes they give you certain antifungal medicines that'll interact with your blood thinners, things of that nature. And so our computers, they monitor everything. We as pharmacists monitor it. And we call your doctor. We try to help you in maintaining your medications.
Wow. Well, how would an older adult best develop a good relationship with their pharmacist that, in your opinion, would be the right kind of relationship that would make their interaction with medications the safest as possible?
I would suggest that you talk to your pharmacist. When you come in, meet your pharmacist, ask to meet your pharmacist. Sometimes we're busy, but we're more than willing to come out and say, hey, how are you? And, you just want to develop a good relationship with a pharmacist that you can trust. You want to, if you need to call us and talk to us, if you don't feel comfortable, talking in the store, call me on the phone. I'm always available. A pharmacist is the #1 most available healthcare professional in the fields. So I feel like a lot of people just they come in, they get their medicines, they go home, and they don't really know the best way to take them. They try to remember what the doctor said, and sometimes they don't feel like they can speak to their pharmacist. But yes, you can. Please call me.
Okay, so that sometimes they're embarrassed or thinking they're inconveniencing you,
Right.
but you want them to talk to you so
Absolutely.
that they can handle their medication safely and not do anything that could put their health in jeopardy.
Exactly. Talking to your pharmacist can save you thousands of dollars annually, just in one brief discussion.
Give me some tips that you think older adults need to know relating to prescription medication.
Well, they need to make sure they have a list of their medications that they keep with them. Like I said, sometimes people have crisis and they don't have a list of what they take. They have no idea, and you may be incapacitated. You may not be able to tell the nurse what you take. You may not be able to tell your doctor what medications that you're taking. And so it's very important that you keep a list so that, and that your significant other, your spouse, someone knows where that list is, either in your wallet, at home, on the counter. Just taking your bottles sometimes isn't enough. You need a list of medications that, when you take them, how you take them, what they're for. That's very important. I think that's one of the best tips I can tell you. Because every time you go to the doctor, what's the first thing they ask you? What medications are you taking? And people always tell me, my doctor knows exactly what I'm taking. They'd have to flip through the chart, probably 10 different pages to find out what you're taking sometimes. So it's important for you to take responsibility for your own health care sometimes.
Can an older adult come to CVS Pharmacy and get a printout of all their medications?
Absolutely. We can always give you a printout. And it goes for every store that you go to. If you go to a CVS in Minnesota, it'll show up on that printout.
Excellent. What other tips do you think that older adults in our community need to know about relationship with their pharmacist, medication safety, anything that you would like to share with us today?
Managing your medications is very important. Storing your medications is very important. We tend to not think about that a lot of times. We need to store our medications in a cool, dry spot. That doesn't mean in the bathroom or on the windowsill. Okay. We need to keep our medications somewhere where they're not going to get damp, where they're not going to get hot, because certain medications are inactivated by heat and water. So those are some important tips that I have just in storage of medication. As far as medication management, we have some containers that we can
okay.
Put your medication in.
Yeah, let me get some of those containers here.
Okay, I brought two along with me. One is a 7-day container. You can put medication in Sunday through Saturday. Some people take, more than one medication a day. If it gets to that point where it's a little bit cumbersome, you can always get one of the 4-a-day planners.
Okay.
It's got where you can, if you take medication 4 times a day, you can put it in for the morning, noon, evening, and bedtime. A lot of medications are going to extended release, so they are given once a day, so that's very helpful.
That is helpful.
And most adults can tell you, well, I take the pink pill in the morning and the blue one at night, so they may not know the name of it or be able to pronounce it, but they can certainly tell you what color it is.
Now, if seniors make their own decision to say, well, today I'm not going to take that medication, is that a dangerous decision for them to make?
Absolutely, yes. It is a very dangerous decision. There are certain blood pressure medicines that if you stop taking them, they can make your blood pressure rebound. In other words, it brings your blood pressure down when you're taking it, but when you come off of it, it shoots it back up this high, higher than it was before. So it's very important that you take your medications every day. If you're having side effects from them, that's a huge issue. Talk to your pharmacist, talk to your doctor, tell them about the side effects you're having. If it's nausea and you don't want to take it because you're nauseated, they can alleviate that. They can help you with that. There are a lot of times that, people, they're not necessarily honest with their practitioner. They'll tell them, oh yes, I'm taking that medication every day. Well, the first thing that a practitioner thinks is, well, number one, you're either not taking it, or number two, I need to increase the dose. As you increase the dose of a medication, you increase the side effects. So it's very important that you be honest with your practitioner about it and that you take your medication as prescribed. Arrhythmia medication, heart rhythm medication has to be taken every day and pretty much the same time of the day. That's very important.
Well, one last thing I'd like to ask you, Paula. What changes have you seen in pharmacies that you've been involved with to make sure that people are getting the medication that they need so that mistakes are not made and all? Tell me a little bit of the technology or the system that you use at your pharmacy to protect the patients, to be sure that there's not a mix-up and they don't get the wrong dosage or the wrong type of pill.
Okay, well, I can't speak for other pharmacies, but at CVS, we have a very complex system. It's wonderful. The technician types in the prescription. Most of them are what they call e-scribed now, and so they're emailed over from the doctor. No handwriting to decipher.
Excellent.
It goes straight into the computer. It's counted at a production center. They scan the bottle, the barcode, and so that hopefully enables you to get the right medication because the barcode and the scanner check for accuracy. Also, when it gets to the pharmacist, we see the prescription on the front of the screen. We also see what was put in by the technician, and so we're able to check that. Then we go to a different screen and we see the picture of the drug. And so, you know, it does help. Now, I'll be honest, I mean, mistakes are still made, so that's one reason I tell people, if your drugs ever look different, please call me. Don't just take it. You know, check to make sure that we didn't use a different generic, or that even the doctor, you know, we may have had to call the doctor and change your medication for some reason or another. Could be that that drug was interacting with something and we needed to get it changed to another medication that wouldn't.
Well, thank you, Paula, for taking time to give us these valuable tips, and we look forward to seeing you at CVS.
That'll be great. Thanks so much.
Jack Tankersley is the head of our safety committee at the Active Life. He's a member of our leadership team, and he and his committee analyze our facility to be sure that it is safe for all our participants. Jack, thank you for being here today. I want to talk a little bit about what your committee does here at the Active Life and any tips you may have for older adults in the area of safety.
All right, my pleasure to be here, Dan.
Tell me about the safety committee at the Active Life.
Well, we have 6 members on our safety committee. We actually, they come from various areas, including some that actually worked in the safety field, you know, when they were actually working. And, you know, our safety committee consists of all males except for one lady. And she used to be with the Red Cross, so, you know, we've got a pretty good variety of people. And what we do exactly is we go around the property, inside and out, looking for problems. And that sounds kind of strange, I guess, looking for problems, but our main thing is here is we want everybody here. Everybody that walks through the doors, whether they're members or non-members, to be safe and not have any tripping hazards, any possible fire hazards, or any other hazards. So we actually go around the property, inside and out, even the walking trails, and we look for cracks in the concrete. We look for, you know, different areas that we think trees, dead trees and stuff, and tree limbs that we think might need to be, you know, have some attention done to them. We also check the fire extinguishers in the building. You know, we've got a designated person that goes around every month, the first of the month, checks every single fire extinguisher to make sure that the fire extinguishers are still in the green, and actually to make sure, you know, that he also has to initial them, stating that he's actually inspected every single fire extinguisher in the building.
Good, good. Now, some of the things that we've been able to do since we've had a safety committee, we've had a number of groups come and actually walk through our facility. Like we had representatives from a committee from the Troup County Board of Commissioners. We've had the emergency management director. We've had the fire marshal come by. You've had a chance to walk through the building with them. How was that experience?
That experience has been really good because, you know, as our committee walks around the building, sometimes we miss things. And sometimes an outside, person, such as the emergency management or other safety groups from other organizations, they can come through and walk through and see things that we totally missed.
Yes, yes. The LaGrange Fire Department, I want to mention them, they walked through and helped to consult. And so we came up with a master list of changes that needed to be made. And that's been a year and a half ago. And we were able to make all of those changes, some rails we added. And then the safety committee continues to look at areas that we need to modify. And tell us a little bit about a recommendation that y'all have made recently for us to install security cameras.
Yeah, that's a biggie. In my opinion, that's a real biggie. The safety cameras serve multi-purposes. First of all, in the event that, a criminal is in the area or something and we have a lockdown and the police want to go back and review security footage that we might have on our cameras, they can actually see, which direction the person was going. They also serve as safety deterrents for theft because, we have a lot of equipment in both of our buildings. And, in the event that if we had an unfortunate situation where we had a burglary, we could possibly identify the criminals, through the security cameras. Plus, we'll have cameras strategically located inside and out that shows the parking lot in almost every room of the building. If somebody happens to trip and fall, there would be instant coverage, and whoever's monitoring the cameras could see that, that person fell and needs assistance, where it's, in the exercise room, where it's in this building or the other building.
Excellent, excellent. That's, again, I think that was one area that I really appreciated the safety committee calling to our attention, because at times we have individuals that are in rooms by themselves. And if somebody's not watching and they were to get injured, they could remain on the floor for a long time. So I think that's a very positive step forward, and I appreciate the safety committee encouraging us in that area. Now let's talk about traffic. That's a big area here at the Active Life. We have so many cars. We had a party last week, and we had 217 people, and we had no parking spots and all. And I know the safety committee was working real hard that day to be sure that everybody was careful in that environment. What are your top areas that you're concerned with that you would like to express to those that come to the Active Life that they need to be aware of when it comes to signage or traffic flow here at the Active Life?
Right. Any member or a family member or any other organization that's bringing members, to the center needs to know that we do have traffic areas. We've got some signage out there that guides people, if they'll just look at it and pay attention to it. Between the two buildings is a biggie. We have constantly, with the exercise programs going on in the Wellness Center, we constantly have people going from the Activity Center to the Wellness Center through the breezeway. And going through that breezeway, 9 times out of 10, most of the folks traveling, walking, don't look. They walk out the door and they just go straight ahead. They're engrossed in a conversation or talking to somebody, and they walk out the building, go to the other building, never paying any attention to the traffic going either way. We do have it between the buildings is one way going from the rear of the building to the front of the building, and we've got signs at the front that says do not enter. However, we still have people constantly coming in and going up the wrong way. And, we want to encourage people, when you do come out here, please, adhere to the signage. Do not go the wrong way. If the sign says do not enter, please do not enter. And if the sign says stop, we want you to stop, not slow down.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I appreciate again how much that the safety committee does to keep our participants safe and prevent injuries. And so thank you, Jack, for taking time to talk with us. And I appreciate your team. You do so much to help the active life remain safe.
My pleasure.
Hello, my name is Margaret Ross, and I am so blessed to live in LaGrange, Georgia. LaGrange is a wonderful, wonderful place to be, and I volunteer and try to give back a little of what the Lord has afforded me with, good health and sometimes good sense to do some of the things that He's called me to do. Patrick Cruz approached me about 5 years ago and asked me if I would help with our free dental clinic at our First Baptist Church. I thought he just wanted me to help set it up. I didn't know he needed me forever, but I'm still there. We've done 2 volunteer dental mission trips to Mexico, and we see people that don't have insurance that are hurting, and we alleviate their pain. Our dentists are wonderful that they volunteer and give back some of their free time to do this, and I thank each one of them for doing that. But the Lord called us to do this to help alleviate this pain here, and our church thinks it's a viable, wonderful ministry, and so many people have been helped. And volunteering is a little like someone has said, changing a baby's diaper. It doesn't alleviate all the problems, but it sure makes things more pleasant for a short while. Thank you.
My name is Lizzie Hall, and I deliver home meals. I like delivering meals to make sure that everybody have food. They have food for the next 5 days. One of the ladies at the center wanted to know if there was anybody to deliver for a volunteer. So I called her before she got out the door to make sure I got that job to deliver home meals. And I enjoy every bit of it. I like doing for other people's. Thank you.
My name's Herman Corley. I volunteer to drive the buses, so all the seniors that get to go on the trip, we have more. Sometimes we have more than one bus, so that's why I volunteer to go. And I enjoy doing it to give people a chance to go out other places. There's some seniors that don't get a chance to go to various places, and that's why I volunteer to drive the bus for the Senior Center.
My name is Mel Henry. I'm a volunteer at the Active Life Center. I take care of the computer rooms. We have 14 computers in there, keep them going and clean. And I also teach genealogy, and we search for ancestors for these people around here. I'm also a volunteer at the Trinity on the Hill Methodist Church, a now past president and chairman of the trustee committee. And the purpose of volunteering is it's keeping me a purpose in life.
I'm Doris Perley here at the Active Life Center. I coordinate the exercise program here, and because I know how important exercise is to be healthy. We have a great number here, we have great friends, and we know that we need to exercise. It cures a lot of things, so come out and join us. I do this because not only does it help me keep in shape, I feel that I'm helping other people stay healthy.
I'm Mary Bridges, and I come to the Active Life because I love being with people. I love being in the knitting room, and I've learned how to knit in the last 2 years, and I knew how to crochet before I came. And you have to watch how you ask people if they need help, because they might ask you to do something, but that's fine. I love to sell tickets for the center. We sold some on a quilt not too long ago, and I sold over 1,000. And I help my church. I sell barbecue tickets or whatever comes up. They say I'm good at selling. I don't know. But anyway, we love it out here. I also volunteer in the Wellness Center. I enjoy working over here. I help when some of them's out. I volunteer and sit and help in the office. But the knitting room and the knitters, they'll help anybody that needs help. I wish you'd come on out and learn. We have a good time.
My name is Frank Pierce, and I've been coming to the Senior Center approximately 15 years. I'm a volunteer at the nursing homes. I go to 5 different nursing homes each month, and I conduct the tournaments out here at the Senior Center, which I've been doing for, like I say, a number of years. I enjoy it, and people seem to enjoy it, and we have a good time and good sportsmanship, and it's just a wonderful thing to be involved in so many things. And I just look forward to coming to the Senior Center and being with these other fine people and helping them and encourage them. And today we'll be giving away some little trophies for the most participation that they have participated in during the year. And it's just a fun thing to do, and it's just a wonderful place to come, and you're making new friends all the time, and it's just a delight and a pleasure just to come over here to Senior Center.
I hope you enjoyed today's program. Thank you for joining us. I hope that the information was not only interesting but encouraging to you also. We'll see you again real soon.